Hello guys, welcome back to the channel. This is Alpha Omega Occasionally, and on this occasion we're discussing Thai food and whether or not I think it's overrated, or maybe you think it's overrated. Because it's so important in Thailand to Thai people. It's part of their culture. If you say you don't like Irish stew, no one gives a damn. You know, if you say you don't like Guinness, big deal. No one gives a damn. But if you say to a Thai that you don't like Sam Tam or Pad Thai or whatever it may be, they get insulted because it's part of their culture. And it's something that's it's interwoven in the fabric of Thai society. They've got a dish for every day of the year. It's slight exaggeration, but you know what I mean. Whereas I come from, we don't have any. I mean, when's the last time you heard of an Irish restaurant? They don't exist. So food culture where I'm from, food is a necessity. So we don't celebrate with food. We celebrate with beer or whiskey or whatever it may be. We celebrate with drink in the pub. And you won't find a meal being served in a pub on a Friday night in Dublin. You might find it on a Friday afternoon at lunchtime because they're trying to make a buck with the offices and stuff like that, coming to have a bite of lunch. But you won't find it during the busy times in the evening when people come out to socialise. We don't socialise with food, but here they do. You can probably see behind me, I don't know if you can or not, they're all sitting down there having their lunch. It's 1:20. I was served up something resembling Somtam there just now. And you see, I'm here 11 years and I ate Somtam once before. I love spicy food. I really, really do. Give me a chicken vindaloo or a lamb vindaloo or whatever vindaloo you want any day of the week, and I'll be sure to gobble it up because I love it. I love spicy food. I love burritos. I love enchiladas. I love all this kind of Mexican stuff, Arabic stuff, you name it, Indian. But I think when I came for, just put it this way, when I first came here, I started. When I became exposed, let's say, I became aware of Thai food. I remember the first dish I was ever, somebody I knew, another expat, brought me to a local side street restaurant just outside Pattaya. And he ordered some kind of clear soup with fish balls. I still don't even know what it's called. But I looked at it and it was kind of watery stuff with fish balls and noodles or bean sprouts. And I said, what the hell is this? I don't like fish. Number one, I mean, not everybody is a fish person. But anyway, that was my first introduction to Thai food. I was like, God almighty, I heard that Thai food was, something that's shouted out from the rooftops, but this thing certainly wasn't. And I remember I met an Australian fella once around my own age, and he had the same kind of idea. He said his definition of Thai food was dead fish on rice. Like the fish, they don't take the head off or the eyes out or take the tail off. They just put the whole thing, they barbecue it as is, maybe in a banana leaf or something like that, they cover it up. But it's all cooked and eaten, every part of it. Fish heads are looked upon as a delicacy here. Not that there's anything wrong with it. There's nothing wrong with it. It's just personal taste. So I know I'm going to get shot down, but honestly, Thais don't like hamburgers. McDonald's isn't well, they do eat McDonald's, but it's not the go-to place. They tend to go more for KFC because chicken is part of their diet. And if I drink a glass of milk, they look at me as if I've two heads. They don't like that. But Ireland is one of the world's leading dairy producers. So because they don't like milk, am I supposed to get insulted? No, who cares? But you see, if I don't like Thai food, they really take it to heart, because it's part of their culture. So if somebody was to criticise or be derogatory about part of your culture, you'd probably take it to heart as well. So would I. But so therefore, don't look upon this as a criticism. It's not a critique. It's just me sharing my opinion. I think Thai food is completely overrated. I mean, okay, you got the pork on a stick, cow. What is it? Moo cows, whatever, sticky rice. Somebody's going to tell me what that is. I know what it is. Moo cow something. But sticky rice with barbecued pork, and it's quite nice. It's quite nice, but it's nothing to write home about. Kai Paloo, just about okay. Now, I'm probably pronouncing it wrong, but I mean, I leave images up of all these dishes as I'm talking here, as you can see. Somtam, definitely not. Definitely not. It's not because it's spicy. I like spicy food, but it's just definitely, it's edible. It's not revolting, but it's just not nice. But the one thing I do like is pad thai moo, the pad thai, the pork pad thai. I don't eat the shrimp pad thai because I don't eat seafood. I don't like seafood. That's to do with being brought up in Ireland in the 1960s and 70s, where the only time you ate fish was on a Friday, because in the Catholic religion you couldn't eat meat, and my mother used to eat fish, cook fish out of necessity, and you've spent the whole lunch on the river pulling bones out of your mouth. If you want to know, look, as a side note, over 1 million people died in between 1846, 1847, 1848 due to the Irish famine, the failure of potato crop. Ireland is an island, the 20th largest island in the world, I'll have you know. And that's why when people say Ireland is a small island, I go, what the hell are you talking about? It's the 20th largest island in the world. But we had over 1 million people die of starvation. More than 1 million people in that space of time leave the shores of Ireland to America and God knows where else. All because of the failure of the potato crop. But why didn't they eat fish? Because because Irish people don't like fish. Well, not really, because it didn't have the infrastructure in place to produce enough seafood for the population base. So that's what it was. But it's a curious point that how come the Irish population was devastated in the mid 19th century as a result of the failure of one crop. And I'm not going to get into that, but that does give you a background. We don't eat fish. There was one fish market in Dublin when I was growing up. A city now of 2 million people. There was one fish market in Dublin, and it's now closed. They turned into a multi-storey car park. But when I'm talking about Thai food, yes, there is some of it that I like, but it's not something that you would sort of jump up and down about. I've had burritos that I would jump up and down about, or chicken enchiladas that I go crazy for. I lived in the Middle East, and I've had Lebanese food and Egyptian food, and absolutely amazing. It satisfies you on so many levels. But I cannot say that for any one particular Thai dish. It's each to his own. Each to his own. But I, after being here almost 11 years now, I have yet... Oh no, there was one occasion I was in Pattaya. I was in Pattaya with herself, and we ordered this kind of glazed kind of pork. I forget what it was called. And it just melted in your mouth. It was the most amazing thing I've ever eaten. Meow. Walau boy Pattaya Rau Kin Mu Ranahan Di Kruarai Mu. What was it called? But it was the most amazing thing I've ever... It really was. So therefore, I'm not against Thai food as in Thai food. It's just that the food I have eaten here, or the food I see, is just about all right. With the exception of that pork stuff, that was amazing. So I'll give you my 5 cents worth on street food. A lot of the street food here is fried chicken, and it's sometimes refried, because they don't sell it the first day, they sell it the next day, and they refry it, and it's refried fried chicken. You know yourself, it has a taste of its own. But the psycho, the sausages, the rubber type sausages, you can take them or leave them, you know. You have various kinds of pork and chicken, cheese balls. They sell cheese balls in Wigwang Night Market, and they're quite nice. But in general, I think Thai food is completely overrated. There's nothing wrong with it. It can be nice, things can be nice. But I don't know where people are coming from when they go, wow. For me, there's no wow factor to it. But there is a very big wow factor in living in this wonderful place. It satisfies me on so many levels, but on the food level, it just doesn't cut the mustard. Pardon the pun. So there you go, guys. I hope you've enjoyed this. I know I'm going to get a backlash from this. I'm sure I will. But remember, it's my personal choice. You've got your personal choice. We're all entitled to our personal choice, and that's just it. So you make a choice and click that like button. So, you make a choice and click that like button, click the share button, click the subscribe button. Do all those wonderful things, and I'll bring you back another wonderful video very soon. Thanks for joining me.